لكن تحديت الظروف وخضتها وحدي صبورا مستعينا بالصلاة. كم مرة عصف الأنين بداخلي، كم مرة قد ذاق قلبي من أساه محنته، وكم كرهت مصابها.
There are honorable brothers who are on the fence, right? Are on the fence. And social media is toxic. You know, people like, you know, this refutation culture, which, you know, I don't understand why. There's a must, there's a need, but only when it's necessary. Not like, as you just saw of the examples that I presented, how they were just, you know, constantly making refutation videos, you had articles, etc. Now, once people are asking me now, look, Haji, you've highlighted the distortions, manipulations and contradictions, right? Now what? I don't feel like listening to them. So once the bubble bursts, like this Salafi bubble, this sort of they burn out, some burn out as well. What is next? Like, who should we listen to? Look, you know what I say? I say study, learn the basics first. Don't align yourself with X, Y, and Z. Learn the basics, and all this tabdi' and, you know, takfir, or, you know, which is more severe. That's not for the awam. That's not for the layman. So don't worry or don't concern yourself about that. Don't feel you have to be pressurized in joining that group or this group. Learn the basics. You know, also have it in you that you will find mistakes in those who you potentially take knowledge from. Every human is prone to make mistakes, but don't follow up with this boycott culture. Don't get influenced by people telling you, oh, you can't listen to them. Take the good and leave the bad. Within reason, obviously, but as a layman, don't concern yourself with that. Don't get into the, you know, mistakes of this person, that person. Focus on yourself. Leave that to the ulama and those advanced students of knowledge. And I'm applying that to myself, but there was a need for myself, even though, as I said before, I'm a grade below student of knowledge, to highlight and to present and to manifest the technicalities, distortions, deflection, half-baked quotes of these intolerant pseudo-Salafis within our midst. Another question I get as well from those who are, you know, once the bubble bursts, or, you know, they're on this journey now because they don't want to fall into the traps of being part of a cult, or they've realized that those who they listen to are quite, you know, to a certain extent being deceptive. You know, who do we turn to? Look, follow those, and again, you can only go by your own instincts and intuition that you believe are sincere and are following the Quran and the Sunnah to the best of your understanding. And if you feel, you know, like the Prophet ﷺ said, وَكَمَا قَالَ إِذَا هَاكَ فِي نَفْسِكَ شَيْءٌ فَدَعَهُ, like, if you feel something is like wrong, then leave. And this is my advice. This is the approach that I would advise people to take. Like, if you feel something not right, you know, from what you feel to be correct or incorrect, then just leave it. Don't be going out, unless it's, you know, seriously obvious, right? Like, they're making it halal haram and haram halal, and these things, you know, by your instinct, by your fitrah, you'll know that this guy is making, you know, major mistakes. And if someone does make a mistake, right? If someone does make a mistake, don't be at the forefront of being negative or speaking ill. Those who subscribe to Salafiyaah or call themselves Salafis, let it be known, I'm not against you. I'm not. As I said, I'm an athari in creed, ithbat and ahlul ithbat. You know, manhajan and aqadiyan, if not similar to you in certain aspects, I might disagree based on evidence. Like khuruj is a masail dhanniya far'iyya. I've given my evidence for that. And Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab, you know, I have my reservations and I have my concerns and I have my evidences to support why I believe what I believe about him. Am I saying the Najdi Dawah in all of his facets is misguided, is corruption, is evil, is stay away? No, I believe the Najdi Dawah has some amazing benefits, especially when it comes to the matter of Aqidah and the emphasis on the Tawheed and stay away from Shirk and stay away from Bid'ah. It's amazing. And you know, many Salafi brothers I communicate with on a regular, and they understand. They probably don't appreciate certain terms that I use, and to a certain extent my behavior hasn't been upright and just to a certain extent, you know, with my name callings, etc. And I put my hand up to that. Things which we agree upon, but at the end of the day, when there's certain wrongs or injustices or technicalities or misquotations, even if you are from the Athari background, I will call you out for it. It doesn't mean, by the way, that you have to agree with my stances. Not at all. Please don't. If you feel that it's not correct and you You have your own position. Feel free to reach out and disagree with me. To be honest, that's the real message I wanted to send across. That my emphasis is not to cause division and discord. It's rather to show those intolerant ones from amongst the Salafis that your heyday or that period of time, or if you want to call it the golden age that you had, is truly over. And the polish and the gloss that you had, the early 90s, probably late 90s, early 2000s, people are calling you out. And the references that you're presenting will be called out as well. Too lengthy. So take care of yourselves. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad.
ليس الغريب غريب الشام واليمن إن الغريب غريب اللحد والكفن إن الغريب له حق لغربته على المقيمين في الأوطان والسكن سفر بعيد وزاد لن يبلغني وقوتي ضعفت والموت يطلبني ما أحلم الله عني حيث أمهلني وقد تماديت في ذنبي ويسترني تمر ساعة